Hey, y'all.
Hola, welcome to 30 Minutes Down South. She's Allison.
And he's Carlos, and we are two top producing realtors.
With two extremely different Southern upbringings.
Join us each week as we explore the Lake Murray area with our special guests. Moving on.
And welcome, Allison, to another episode of 30 Minutes Down South.
Hello, Carlos. How are you?
I'm excellent.
Excellent.
Yeah, I'm loving the weather. I mean, I don't want to start every episode talking about the weather, but this is my favorite weather of the year.
Mine too.
So tell me, Allison, do you know who are we having today in our... This is 61. This is, it's episode number 61.
Is it really?
Yeah. It flew by.
Well, Jordan should feel special then. So we're having Jordan Howard today with True North Real Estate Investment Group.
Okay.
He and his wife started it a little over a year ago, and I think you and I were both at the first meeting they had
actually
at the Chamber of Commerce.
Actually, I remember we were also starting the podcast. I think that...
Oh, it was around the same time.
Yeah, I think that if we're probably separated by a couple months between the beginning of 30 Minutes Down South and the beginning of True North Real Estate Investment Group.
So I wonder who's been more successful.
Apples and oranges?
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, they're doing a great job.
Look at you and your competitive juices coming out there.
No.
You can't go. There's two different things.
Just
I want to say that both of us have grown.
We have grown, absolutely.
And they too. So, how about
let's talk to Jordan, see what he has to say.
Yeah, let's listen. And welcome, Jordan Howard, one half of the conglomerate that is True North, right?
Right, correct.
Hey, Jordan, thanks so much for coming on today. We miss your pretty wife.
Yes, I know. Well, she she had another meeting she had to attend that popped up, so you got me.
That's good. We appreciate it.
Jordan, tell us a little bit about the two companies. I mean, it's under the same umbrella of True North, but one of the reasons that I thought that this conversation would be very interesting is because you've been holding investors meeting once a month by the end of the month. And we have attended a couple of those, and they're really interesting because you always got great guests and all that. So tell us a little bit about that. How did it start, and what are the plans?
Okay, so True North REI Group, I guess, was born out of there not being any investment groups in the Chapin area. We were always having to travel down to Columbia or out into Lexington to attend groups of this caliber. And me and my wife, Shallon, decided, why don't we just put one in our backyard? There's a lot of investors in the area of Chapin, and we just wanted to build a community of like-minded people that are very interested in real estate investing. So we started this. I guess our first meetup was February of 2023. So we've been doing it a little over a year. Like you said, Carlos, we typically hold it the last Wednesday of every month. It's at the Chapin Town Hall. Doors open at 6, and we have a speaker that starts at about 6:30. And it goes till 8 o'clock at night, but then we have open networking after the meetup. We try to get different aspects of the real estate investment world. We've had a couple international speakers that have come and talked. So we just wanted a community of like-minded people that we could bounce ideas off of and help newbies if they needed some guidance or whatnot. So that's kind of how that all came about.
And that's a very good point, because when you talk about network investors and, it is investing in real estate 100%, correct?
Correct. Anything from wholesaling all the way up to commercial stuff.
And I know for a fact that when you start mentioning that, people have this idea that it's all about, super rich people coming in there with an unlimited amount of cash.
Large portfolio of rentals.
Large portfolio.
Or investments.
Big banks backing them up. And the cool thing that I've seen in those meetings is that you have from you have those types, but you also have people that want to start, that they have a little bit of savings and they want to use that cash for them.
Correct. Yeah, we have actually one of our attendees wanted to get in wholesaling, and it took her a year. But through the guidance of some of the seasoned investors in our group, they were able to kind of hold her hand through the process, and she's now closed her second wholesale deal. So you're right. I mean, we have people in there from they don't know where to start but want to start to people that are doing 25 plus flips a year. So it's a very big gambit of newbies to very seasoned people. And one of the interesting things that I've just learned, because when we've invested in real estate, we've always used our own money. Um, but we've now gotten in through this group and meeting other peoples and other speakers. We've been connected to a group called Private Money Club, and they are all it's all private money. There's no banks involved at all, and it typically follows through like a bank does. You have you're going to have a promissory note attached to the property. You got to do some things with insurance. There's like four main things you've got to accomplish, but these people are willing to lend you their money for a rate of 8 to 12% annually, which is way better than what banks are doing now. You don't have to have a appraisal. You don't have to have all your tax returns and all this other things that banks require. It's more relationship, more relationships that you build. There's more people that are willing to fund your deals. So it's really neat. It really is.
That is neat. I haven't heard about that.
Yeah, no, this just came about through actually the last two speakers we've had talked very high about it. It does cost a little bit money to join, but once you're joined, it's like a yearly fee. I want to say somewhere in like $1,500. But there's people that have tons of money that aren't real estate investors that want to invest their money in real estate. So, for instance, I'll give you the way that they do it. They find a property for 100. They figure it's going to be about $50,000 to rehab it. So they put it into this group, and they have numerous people email them, hey, I'll fund it. So you get into conversations and start networking, and whatever the best fit is, you sign up with that individual, and then they fund your deal. So you're actually getting into real estate with none of your own money. And then it goes on closing docs if you're flipping the property or whatever, goes on the closing docs. You figure out how long you've had their money. It's typically a daily interest. And then once it closes, they get their initial investment plus whatever interest you owe them. It gets sent to them right out of the attorney, and then you're off to the next deal. So,
sounds like a pretty sweet deal for both sides.
It really is. It really is. I didn't use Private Money Club, but I found another private investor, and this is our first time ever using private money, and it was as easy as he sent me paperwork for a note. I filled out my information. I signed the bottom, and then 3 days later, I got a check for a flip we're doing. So,
do they require a big collateral? What's their hedge?
So, in the Private Money Club, they're going to fund the whole deal. So they will be just like a bank. They're first position lien holder. So if for some reason you as an investor die or try to screw them over, they end up owning the property, and they'll probably finish whatever and sell it. So that's typical. What the collateral is the property itself. Like the one we funded, we own the property outright. We were looking for $50,000. If something happens, the guy can sell it for $200. So he's win all around, right?
Yeah.
Do they require prior experience? Do they require that you have set up an LLC, done this before? At least, I mean, I have hard time imagining that you're gonna just loan $300,000 to whoever walks the door. What's the
What's the catch?
No, not the
Right.
catch. I wouldn't say the catch, but
The requirements.
Yeah, the
Got to be some
requirements.
type
Yeah,
of
that a bank every time they give you a loan, they have 100 different type of requirements.
Right. Honestly, I don't know if there is any real major requirements. I'm sure if it's a newbie, they might want you to partner with somebody that's already doing deals, which would fall back to True North, right?
Yeah.
Our meetup. There's so many people in there that are willing to, hey, I got a deal, I can fund it. Will you just help me through the process, because the private money is saying I'm new and I need someone that's experienced. But really, beyond, what do they say? Know, like, and trust somebody. Those are like the three main things that people look at.
Yeah.
So if you're building those relationships in this club, then I feel like you will get somebody that will fund a deal. You have to put up a profile, and
Yeah.
they're questioning this, that, and the other things. Sometimes they might even require you to be personally liable, kind of like a bank does.
Yeah.
But it just gets away all the bank's stuff.
And that's
We'll
and that's
call it.
yeah, and that's just one branch of the big tree of the networking that you guys do. That's just private money for flipping, but you also do. And I've learned a lot about short-term rentals, about people
Correct.
buying properties for long-term rentals to start their own portfolio. So what I wanted to get here is that there's so many different avenues, and that's one of the biggest takeaways about your meetings. You
Yeah.
can have a meeting this month about the private lenders. Then you can have a meeting next month about short-term rentals. Then you have a meeting next month about
mobile home
mobile homes
investing.
investment.
Yeah, that was one that I came to that I had no idea, and I learned so much at that meeting.
Right. I mean, I'm sorry, there's someone flying by. But yeah, I mean, we've even had Charlie Westinger to come in there and talk about what Lexington County's starting to do for short-term rentals and different things like that. So, I mean, it's all, we try to cover the whole realm of real estate investing, from, like you said, wholesalers, mobile home park investing, all the way up to commercial stuff. So, I mean, there's so many different avenues in real estate investing, and we try to touch base on different things throughout the whole year with different speakers.
And talking about the whole year, you have already planned what's your next meeting and the meeting after that?
Yeah, we're booked up all the way for meeting wise to December of this year. We typically will put out so 2025 will come out towards the end of December of how they fall for 2025.
So, Jordan, what do y'all have lined up for the meeting this month?
That's a very good question.
Shalom, help, shalom.
I don't know if we've got what we're speaking about this month lined up quite yet. Yeah. We are looking to see, the mayor of Irmo has been interested to come in to speak at our meetup, so I might try to nail him down to kind of discuss what Irmo requires, or what they're thinking, or how they're looking into the future for short-term rentals, or regular rentals, or if they're trying to slow growth or whatnot. So he might be our next speaker, but I'm not really too sure quite yet. We haven't nailed someone down. I know we're also trying to get another class on mobile home investing, another speaker to come back in on mobile home investing. Adrian Smoot is a well-known guy throughout the investment world, and that's all he focuses on. So we're trying to nail him down to come speak again as well. I found mobile home investing is actually one of the easiest entry points into real estate investing. A lot of people think it's taboo or whatnot, a mobile home, but we do live in a state that is the #1 mobile home sales across the whole United States. So
wow,
a lot of people buy them.
I had no idea.
Yeah. I always thought
Yeah.
it was Florida.
It was Florida.
No. Actually, everybody's trying to get out of Florida right now, man.
There you go.
Yeah.
So, for people that haven't been there yet and they're listening to you for the first time, is there a cost? And I know the answer, but I want you to
Right.
come and get the invitation. Is there a pre-qualification to be in there? Do you have to sign up somewhere? What is the process to attend one of your meetings?
So there's no cost. And me and my wife decided when we first started this that there would never be a cost, because it's kind of our way to give back to the investment world. We do have a Facebook page. I believe it's True North Real Estate Investment Group, and then we also have a private. We have a private group. So once you come to the first meeting, then you can request to gain access there, because we just don't want that open to the public. It's more of a tight-knit, closed community where we can pass deals or answer questions or whatnot. So no cost. All we ask is when you show up, we have a sign-in sheet. We collect your name, phone number, and address, or email address, which then helps us every month. We send a blast out about 2 weeks before of what's coming up, through the emails as well. And there's no qualifications. All you really have to have is the thought that you might want to invest in real estate. So
that's awesome, man. That's awesome.
Yeah.
I really appreciate that. And I haven't been able to go to every meeting as I wish I was able to, but what I've noticed is that the later meetings that I have been, your audience have been growing. So you got more and more and more and more people.
Yeah.
Oh,
absolutely.
yeah. We started out, the first meeting was huge. There was like 20 plus, but then we were averaging about 15. And here the last couple meetings have been in the 40s of people showing up, 40 plus people. So
That's awesome.
That's awesome.
yeah. And it's really starting to, believe it or not, there's a lot, more and more people are here in the Chapin area that are coming. I think over the last couple months, a lot of residents in the Chapin that are investors have been showing up. But I mean, we've even got a lady that comes, she drives up here from Beaufort the last 2 months to come to this meeting. So we're starting to suck people in kind of from all over the area, which is neat.
Yeah.
Because it just gives you so many different education. Like, this guy might do things a little different than this guy. So you can kind of pick and choose from all the people in there by picking their brains and compile all their thoughts and education that they've done and how they're doing things and kind of transform your own thing. But then if you need a question answered, I'm pretty sure everybody in there, if you gave them a call, they would give you, 30 minutes of their time to talk you through whatever you got going on. So
yeah, and it's neat, to have a lot of like-minded people in the same area, except for for that lady in Beaufort. But at the same time, it's the same state,
Yeah.
But the majority of the people are very local, And when one cool experience is I go to one of those meetings and then see people that I wasn't expecting to see there. And like, hey, Mike, how you doing, man? I didn't know you wanted to invest. And then it doesn't necessarily mean that you are going to, but it's definitely networking, like you said. Gathering ideas, maybe you think you want to go this route and then you hear other people saying, well, I've been there, done that, do not do it yourself. So learning from other people's mistakes, is as helpful as learning something new.
Right. They say it's shortening the learning curve.
There you go.
That's the way to do it. Instead of trying to go out there and figure it all yourself, there's so much wisdom in this room that you don't have to make the mistakes that I've made for the past 20 years, or the gentleman that's flipping 25 houses a year. I mean, he's probably made numerous mistakes on trial and error. So it's a real good way to, investing in real estate is always a risky business, right? They say, but it's a real way to diminish your risks when you're having people that are saying, hey, don't do it this way, do it this way.
Yeah.
And the reason why we don't do it this way is because, I had 5 deals. I did it that way. And I learned that this way is so much easier to to fix it or handle it or whatnot. So
and increase your profit at the end of the day. That's what everybody is into investing in real estate. Generating profit. No, nobody comes
right.
in there
To lose money.
To lose
No.
money.
Right.
And Jordan, before we run out of time, I also wanted to shout out to your second. I mean, it's not a second. I'm not going to put a name, but your other side of True North, which is True North Builders, correct?
Correct.
Tell me a little bit about that.
So believe it or not, I was working with a custom home builder for a couple of years, and the founder of that company kept telling me when we were going to these different job sites that someone needs to get into building detached garages or like pool houses or I call them ADUs, but they're like granny flats or like little one-bedroom apartments, in-law suites. He told me nobody was doing this in the area. I sat on that idea for about 2 years, and then True North Builders came about. So we focus on building detached garages, and we're starting to get into pool houses and ADUs. If you need boat storage, extra garage storage. That's what we focus on. We can put apartments above the garages if you want. And I mean, I guess I've been doing this now. True North Builders been around for about a year and a half. And it's starting to grow. I'm starting to get more and more people calling me to, meet with them and discuss these possibilities of building them a detached dwelling or a detached garage. So
you work with people all the way from an idea up until here's the keys.
Yeah. It's turnkey. I've got a nice team that's built. We've got a draftsman involved on our team. So yeah, we take you from the initial concept. I work with the draftsman and my clients to get their thoughts onto paper. We do all the permitting. We build it from the ground up, and then when we're done, you've got a full functioning space or garage, turnkey.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
What do you like better, building or investing? That's a tough question, huh?
Honestly,
building so you can invest the money.
I'm a time freedom junkie, man. I like my time freedom. I like being able to hang out with my kids and at the drop of the hat, take off on a vacation. So if I had to say, I'd say real estate investing.
Yeah. No, I hear you.
We're a boutique builder. I don't take more than 2 to 3 jobs on at a time. I'm not out to have 50 jobs going on at once. I'm more into the client relationship. I'm always available with 2 to 3 jobs going on. I'm not super overextended, so it's a nice. I wouldn't call it a side hustle, but it's a nice addition to what we're already doing in the world of real estate investing. It helps investors as well if they have a spot that, they might have a rental, but we might be able to put a garage out back with a room above it. So now they've got a rental up front. They might be able to short-term rental the 1 bedroom out of the back of the property.
Yeah. So
it kind of goes hand in hand with everything, but I really love real estate investing. I would probably say that's my number one go-to.
Well, it definitely is a tool in the belt, that you're able to build an addition and to see a property and identify where can you add value, where can you add something
absolutely.
that generates income as well. I mean, that's a tip my hat to you, my friend.
Right. And, with having the residential builder's license, I've actually started to venture into helping other investors. For instance, I got brought to a lake property here in Chapin, and they're wanting to redo the whole inside, remove load-bearing walls, all sorts of those things, and they just don't have the license to do it. So she brought me in there, and we're going to probably end up removing load-bearing walls, putting LVLs in, and and doing all the stuff that she doesn't have licensed subs to do. So we're kind of starting to dip our toe into that to help other investors do things that residential builders need to have the license to be able to do per the county to be up to code. So um, it's kind of helped out a whole different realm of people. You know, I don't want to get into helping doing remodels and stuff like that for homeowners, but on the investment side, I'm starting to dip my toes into helping them be able to accomplish their vision of these investment properties with the license that I carry. So it's kind of turned into a win-win for everybody.
I agree.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, and let's not forget, Shalom is also a licensed real estate agent. So she also have True North real estate.
She's got True North Realty. To be honest with you guys, I'm not sure how much longer that's going to be there in the future. But currently, yes, we do also have a real estate brokerage that falls under the True North brand as well. But like I said, I don't know. That one's kind of up in the air.
Well, it sounds like y'all have a lot of other really great things going on to keep you busy.
Yeah.
And you said you love your free time, but every week you come with a great idea.
Right. Some new venture we want to travel in. But that's the joys of time freedom. When opportunities flow in front of our face or down our path of life, we're able to stop what we're doing to kind of direct some focus towards that to see if we want to get involved in that business idea or real estate investing idea or whatnot. So, time freedom in the end is what everybody, I believe, striving for, right?
Absolutely.
It's been a neat journey over the last 2 years. I will definitely say that.
Awesome. And talking about time freedom, our time is almost up. So we don't have much freedom here, especially with this woman next to me.
Right.
It's always like, hey, 20, 30 minutes.
I'm always trying to keep him in line.
Yeah.
Keep him on schedule. You got to stay on schedule.
I'm usually not very successful, but.
And at this time of the year, she's always very hungry. So.
Yes.
So, Jordan, just to close it up, again, where people can find you, if you want to build ADR or if you want to curious about investment, what's the best way to reach out to you?
Yeah, I mean, we've got you can reach out to me on Facebook under Jordan Howard. I also got True North Builders Facebook page, and then we have the True North Real Estate Investment Group Facebook page. So you can reach out to any one of those to connect with me. That'd probably be the best way.
All right. Well, thank you so much for your time. We appreciate it.
You're very welcome. This was my pleasure. So.
All right. Thank you, Jordan. See you around.
Awesome, guys. Have a good one.
Bye.
All right. That was cool.
It's always cool.
Yeah.
We always have cool people on here.
I know. When he said that Shalom was not coming, I was like, oh man, because Shalom is also great. I mean, I really like her. I really like talking to her. She's very centered. Jordan is one of my best friends here. We had our kids play baseball together, and we mountain bike together. We play golf together. And
he's your best bud.
It's certainly top 3. I want to say, at least him to me. I don't know if I. That's what happens in relationships. Some people love mother more than the other.
Yes, that's right. Well, he's a good one. It sounds like they have some great things going. I haven't seen any of the garages he's built. Have you?
Yeah, I have. That's another thing. He is very extremely talented on the construction side. I have seen it, and one of the things that I didn't mention to him, but having that boutique type, especially with construction, when you can be on top of your own projects, when you're not running from one
job site to another
to the other and picking up 15 phone calls, and you go there from start to beginning, and I've seen him firsthand. He goes on top of it. He makes sure, and he knows up to the T that building code, which, if you complain about the real estate code, that building code is very difficult, And we've had many conversations, and he's like, well, that's a 3/4 of an inch that goes into a half an inch going to the pipe. And I'm like, dude, I'm lost.
So what you're saying is he knows his stuff.
He knows his stuff very well. I highly recommend him. I highly recommend him for
Yes.
any construction job. And I highly recommend anybody that is
Curious about real estate investment.
correct.
Yeah, I mean it's very informational. I mean I find it, entertaining, I guess isn't quite the right word, but I
There
mean
are free cookies too.
there are free cookies, but I mean it's like I said with the mobile home investment, like that was something, even though being in the real estate world for the last 10 years, I never realized how lucrative that could be and easy enough to get into. So if you have any thoughts, ideas on real estate investment, they meet last Wednesday of every month, and go and check it out.
Yeah, and they have their kids in there. They're not kids anymore.
Yeah.
They're young adults, but they're helping. It's like a family environment. It's on the Chapin town hall, so easy access, plenty of parking, very comfortable. I mean, why wouldn't you? Even if you're not planning to invest in real estate this year, but are open to learning,
That's right.
Life's all about learning. Go. You should go.
Should go.
I want to go more often, so I'm planning to go this month.
All right, that's your challenge then. You have to go this month. You
know-
always
you know
challenge
what
me.
other
I'm
challenge
challenging you.
You know our challenge I have to finish in 30 minutes on the nose?
That's right. So we got to go.
Do we?
Yeah.
Are we there yet?
It's time.
You're so good with time. Not me. Okay.
Bye.
See you next week.